double door over here. We got plenty of room down here for the tank. It's a little bit narrower than we were thinking. Pretty cool trailer there. Slides it right off. Pretty awesome. How'd that work?
Works good.
Trailer's pretty neat. Then you sink in our ramp. Our ramp's perfect.
I knew it would be. I was running the tank.
Oh, that's what it is. That's Sophia was watching the video last night, and he was working it all day.
You gotta go slower down.
But no, it didn't even barely sunk. It said that what? That trailer weighed 9,000 pounds bare.
Yeah.
Cause he said it was 43 feet from front to the back when it was fully extended. Cause the back will extend 8 feet. Those little ramps things, then it sides.
That was cool.
Slide side to side. 18 inches. Is that pretty cool?
Now we gotta put a chair here.
We didn't even need to use the tractor to tow it up or anything. It just went whoop, almost smacked the wood pile twice. I will say that. He was close. Ooh, look at Sophia. What did that? What's that track?
Deer.
A deer?
Bear.
It's a yoke. Coyote. Yeah, perfect. You still got room for our tank over there? And Dad's got to fix his mess he made here yesterday. Yep. Tank will go right there, yeah. Are we going to put a tank up in the peak? Put one up there for flowage into the evaporatorage. When's the evaporator going in today?
Maybe. Tonight.
Tonight.
Maynard wants a barn party, he said.
Does he? Barn party. Oh, so we're gonna use our rock wall day one. We're gonna use the rock wall to keep him corralled. But, all right, let's go get the flooring. Start bringing that in. Got the porch set up for Mom. There are 2 chairs there and even put a wind chime there for her. Just drop the tank off the trailer. Store it here for now and we just bring the arch up. We're gonna back it right in. Bring it inside, I suppose. So let's get this opened up for him. Get my nice door holder here. It's high dollar. High dollar. Got 2 little latches here. Flip them over, one up here, same thing, and then this swings open. So, gonna set right somewhere in there. We had flooring we were trying to install, but it was used from a buddy and it wasn't any good, so scrapped that idea. But now we're gonna throw this in, see how it looks in here. A little low.
Yeah.
It would be a backbreaker.
We just gotta figure out which one we're going in between.
Right. The big debate is whether or not we should have put a window back there.
Definitely should have put a window in there.
But you're telling me this stack wouldn't have been too close to a window?
No, because it would burn these real flammable pieces of pine before the window.
But the panes would melt right out of them.
Not glass.
I think our bumblebee friend already moved in. I don't know. We can always put windows in. It's hard to take windows out, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think? To go back more?
Tear it that way.
To the left more?
To get in between those two, unless we come way out to this tree.
Oh, I see. You gotta go left just a little bit. I don't know. What do you think? I'm thinking to the next one over.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that.
You have more room on the left side. That's what I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
You can do that. You want me to move the heavy end, or are you gonna?
I'll handle it. What do you got going on over here?
Mud.
Why do you have mud?
Because it's the way it is.
Why'd you put that dirt there and then it's sliding down?
I wouldn't have done that.
Why did you?
I didn't.
Oh.
But it's a mudslide.
How many times you cleared this out? 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's working though.
Betting it's gonna be a 5th and a 6th as well if I had to guess. But you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So yeah, level this out now. Someone decided to make a mess of that. That was me. But at any rate, you can see these middle 3 skids are off the ground. I think you can see it. They're right off the ground, so I'm gonna take some of this gravel here and throw it under there and get it. Because when you walk on it now, it's got a little bounce to it because there's nothing on them. So it's only about to the back of the porch, and then it's on it. It's just a little low right there at the start of the porch. So fill that in and we'll be good to go. Alrighty, working on lights tonight. Looks pretty good, don't it?
It's bright for now.
Alright, so we only put 4 of these strip lights in. We got 5 of them. So we're trying to see, these 2 are kind of tipped into each other, so we gotta figure out what we're gonna do there. But we got these 4 just kind of rigged up temporarily. But we got some, I was trying to show you what we got going on here. We got wires run around the outside for some outlets. Alrighty, I'm gonna bring you along and show you the process that I use to wire an outlet. So you can see I got this outlet and 1 more to wire. The rest of these around here are wired. The sap house is clearly already an absolute disaster. So that's pretty cool, but that's how it goes. So, this is in no way a how-to video. I am not showing you how to wire outlets. I'm simply showing you how I'm doing it and bringing you along for the ride. So, I'm gonna try to show you how I do it, and then I'm sure everyone will tell me how I'm doing it wrong, but that's fine. So I'll show you how I'm doing it. So I got these wire strippers from Klein. You can see they got a spot for 14-2 and 12-2 wires, so I can strip them right off. So, yes, insulation. So I'm gonna put these in here, pinch the insulation in the pliers in the correct spot, and then it should just pull that sheathing right off, which is perfect. Wrap those wires to hold it. If it were me, Dad ran these wires. If it were me, I would have run it all the way over and stapled it over here, but he didn't, so that's fine. So pop both of those off. Put them back in, don't wanna lose them. Got my nice little pouch there. Pull this paper off our ground wires. Pull this paper off this ground wire. There's a million ways to wire stuff, so I'm sure there is a right way, but there's also not really one right way. So, gotta show you how I do it. So, take these 2 grounds, I wanna wrap them together. Gotta wrap them a certain way, this way, so that way when we go to put our wire nut on later, it twists it more. So then, I get it started, take my linesman pliers, and I really twist these wires together, make sure they're never gonna come apart. So that's good there. Take my side cutters, cut that tail off there, doesn't matter which one, whichever one, and then I have this wire nut. This is what's called a greenie. So this has got a little hole in the end, so that wire can slide right through there. And then you just tighten that wire nut down, and that creates a good seal on the ground but makes it so you don't have to have a third wire in there as a jumper wire out, which is not hard to do. It just kind of simplifies a little bit doing it that way. So I'll tuck that up in there out of the way. So now I'm gonna take my wire strippers again. There's a spot in there for 14 wire. So what I do is I pinch the wire, use my thumb on my left hand, and just push the pliers off. I need a little more, so like that. And then this side, this one, white one, same thing, like that. I'm gonna do the same thing on these two, like that. And last one like that. Put those back. So now I gotta make loops on all of these. Loops is the easiest way. So about halfway up my needle nose, make a little loop. So I'm gonna do that on all of them. Like this. And like this. And on the ground. Like that. So now we are going to come over and grab an outlet because I didn't grab one of those. These are just this basic cheapo outlets. Didn't get anything fancy. In school, we just did one that is, they're water resistant. I wanted to get those because they are a little bit nicer just in case everything gets splashed on them, but it's fine. These will work good. So, the black is hot. That's where your power comes in. White is neutral, where it goes back. So, or any like overload goes back. So black goes to the gold. So put the wire in there. Now the loop always has to go that way, the same direction that you're turning your screw. Because when you're turning this screw, you want it to tighten up that loop more. So you probably can't see it, but it tightens the loop. If you were to put it in the opposite way, when you put that screw down, it would actually loosen up that loop. And then it has a higher chance of coming undone. You don't want that. So, like that. I'll flip this outlet over here. And then this one goes to the bottom. I don't know if it matters that the wires from the same, like this wire, both white and black, have to go to the same top and bottom. I don't think it matters, seeing as how I haven't broken the divide between the two the tops and the bottoms. But I also don't know, so I'm not gonna run the risk of doing it wrong. So I just take the extra second and make sure they're on the same side as each other. So those are all done. Ground, same story. Put it right underneath this green screw. If you have a metal box, you can put the ground wire right to the grounding screw of the metal box. And then when the appliance touches it with these metal ears right here, it will ground out the appliance. But I don't have that. So then I like to take my electrical tape and I like to run it at least once around the outlet, just in case there's a wire, that bare ground touches the black terminal or whatever. You don't want to energize your ground, so just run this around, kind of protects the terminals or whatever. Ensures that it's not gonna affect anything, nothing's gonna get energized that you don't want to get energized, and this and that. You don't want the neutrals carrying power, so if there's like a spot in the insulation that got nicked and the insulation or the wire touches the hot terminal, that neutral would then get energized. You don't want that. So, ground port is technically supposed to be up in wiring. A lot of people put the ground port down because they think it looks like a face, 2 eyes and a mouth, so they put the mouth down. But in reality, it's supposed to be the opposite way. Ground port up. Don't ask me the logistics, that's just what I was told, what I was taught in school. So I put those in just a little bit there, like that, because I gotta make sure they work before I put them all in, put the covers on, I have to take it back off, all that back out again. So once I know they work, I'll disconnect the power again, and I'll go through and I'll zip these in with an impact. Not hard, but just enough. So that's it, that one's out, that one's wired. So, yeah, one more to wire over there, but I know I showed you this yesterday, but I'm gonna run it and show you again, just cause it was dark yesterday. So, 2 wires coming in here. This wire goes to this box. That's the only wire going to that box. That's the only power on that circuit. I want that because that's where the RO is gonna go. So I want all the power in the RO, just focused on the RO. I don't want the lights running off the RO power like it was in the other SAP house. If you remember, we had all the extension cords and everything. All the power was coming from one spot. Now we have a spot for the RO and a spot for the lights. So this back wire, that one's running into this box. So this box got 3 wires coming into it. One is that power coming in, one is the lights going out, and one is the outlets going out. So this is powering the lights, which powers that outlet up there. That light will get plugged in the outlet, the rest of them are hooked together in succession. So that'll also possibly power up a cage fan. If you ever put a cage fan up there, blow some steam out, it'll be powered with this light switch. And then the power will always be in the outlet whenever it's hooked up. So let's show you the outside here. This is my thought. I don't know if it's gonna work, so put your thoughts in the comments. See if what you think I could do different, what might work better, because we're gonna see if this works. But if it doesn't work, I wanna know what you guys think might work. I got 2 outlets here. So top one, I think, is the RO. Bottom one is wired in to the outlets and lights. My thought is take a generator up here, plug the generator into whatever one we wanna run, and it should work. The only thing I think might cause a problem is that this is a GFCI, and it's not technically wired correctly for a GFCI, so that might mess it up. So I might have to get a different outlet for that. You know, I might have to change it out with an actual outlet and then try that, so it's not all the GFCI protections. It'd be nice to have that, but I still gotta silicone this. You know, it'd be nice to have the GFCI being outside in the weather and everything, but can't always get what you want. If it'll work with a regular outlet, I'll try it, but I want that to work. So I'll bring an outlet up here, generator up here, plug it in, and hopefully have power. Just like a high-powered campers. But I got this little heavier gauge wire here. That is my thought. I'll wire this up. I gotta, you know, put new ends on this, and then that'll be. So I'm gonna bring the generator up soon and try and see if we can make that work. Alrighty, got our generator out here, and as you can see, I had to change out the outlet. So the GFCI outlet, it wasn't allowing power to go through it because of the GFCI. So change out the regular outlet, and now it works. I had to break the tabs. I'll kind of show you. I'll show you what we got. This is an outlet. So if you don't know, these tabs here are made so if you want to run it like off the top off a switch and the bottom not off a switch to be on all the time, you break that tab and then the top will have power on a switch. You can wire it so differently. So I just broke both these tabs off on both sides. So now each plug is run individually because that tab is what connects the two from working together. So that's how I did that. I made that work. But now we're gonna clean up the floor and then get paint half of it. So we'll get a little time lapse going and we'll get the floor painted. Well, there's half the floor done. The lights were kind of messing with us. I had to turn them off quick, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Especially when the lights on. But yeah, so we're gonna probably call it here for this video. We'll show you the update in the next video, but gotta move a lot of junk over this side now and then finish that side. So, but it was cool to see it get moved in and get it all wired and stuff. So next video, you'll see us getting the evaporator probably set up and finish painting. So thanks for watching.